All right, good evening, everybody. We are up north at our personal little range here. Um, well, I suppose I could show you exactly what it is since we moved all the targets back. I haven't, 36 yards. I don't know if that'll be hard to display. Yep, 36 yards to the big plate, the little plate rack, and then 14 yards to the little swinger, and about 37 yards to the paper targets back there. I have not had a chance to set up the chronograph yet. I just got a brand new chronograph and got a brand new spotter scope with a scope cam. I didn't dial it all in yet. I just want to function test some of my hand loads. I've got a variety of different calibers for a few different weapons here. I made 10 rounds for the Glock. It's a Glock 23C Gen 3. And I made 10 rounds with 140 grain cast. Oh, I forgot the other mag. Darn it. I had 2 loads. Yep, these are 6 grains of tight group. And then the other one, I forget. I tried the HP 38 and I forgot those at home. So we'll try those another day. And then we've got the 4 different loads I made for the 6.5 Grendel. 5 of each with 4 different powders, Alliant, Varmint, IMR 4198. Oh yeah, and the Blackout. And then I made the ones that are in the mag right now is with the powder that came out of the Wolf. These are all reused Wolf 100 grain military classic cases. I unloaded them, put new projectiles in, new powder, and resized the neck and stuff, and then gave them a little crimp. So pressure should be right. And I started with all of them are with starting charges. I don't remember offhand the weights on all of them, but I will post all that in the description. And we also got 2 different loads for the 5.56. That is this guy, Bear Creek Arsenal side charger, 11.5-inch barrel, and I made 1. I ran out of time, and I've got 1 that I did the same thing as I did with the Grendel. I unloaded a Chinese Norco steel case, bared and primer, and reloaded it with H110. Because of the short barrel, I'm thinking the faster powder is going to work out better because that's 7.5-inch barrel. So this, I'm going to try not to make this too lengthy, and hopefully I'm using this here log as hopefully this will work. where you can see it. But we're going to do our best and just function test everything, make sure, inspect all the cases, and make sure that blows up in my face. I'm going to go get my safeties real quick and we'll get right to the shooting. One moment. Also trying out these new earmuffs here. They're got the microphone, the compressed microphone, so they actually amplify all of the ambient sound until there's something real loud, and they compress it so it ducks out real quick for gunshots. That was like $30 at Walmart, and it came with damn batteries, so I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, these are pretty cool. Alright, let's start out with the Glock. Oh, need a smoke. Yeah, I'm a smoker. Felt kind of hot. Recycle. Oh yeah. Recycled. That was all 10. For a starting charge, those felt kind of hot. Them felt a little hotter than a normal, factory load. I'm used to shooting 155 grain Remington, and all of those were accurate. I don't know if you could see it. Maybe I'm in the way here, but that spinner target was twirling the whole way, and those had quite a bit of snot behind them, and they all cycled. I'm going to have to go find the cases. I'll do that off camera. Moving on. Here's our 1-round 7.6239. This guy's loud. Function perfect. Hit the center of the target. That's awesome. That was a 110 grain Hornady VMAX projectile. Again, I forget the weight in powder, but that was a pistol powder. That was H110, which did not work for the Glock. It didn't work worth a damn. I tried a bunch of different loads. It would not cycle it. All the projectiles left the barrel, but it wouldn't generate enough pressure. That felt pretty damn good. Actually, I wish I would have had the chronograph set up, because that felt good. Let's try 5.56. Quick upper swap here. This is a Anderson lower SBA 3 pistol brace, Franklin Armory Gen 3 binary trigger. That side charger is so cool. We'll load up the... Alright, I got two, just for, whoops. Just for telling the difference sake, I don't know if you'll be able to hear a difference. I brought two factory green tips. Damn it. Smoke one out. This gun is not sighted yet. So I'm kind of just going to aim below the plates and make sure it goes into the berm. Ha! Well, I guess it is sighted. I never sighted that. That's a brand new red dot on there. I just lined it up, turned it on. That was right in the center of the plate. That's awesome. So I guess we will be able to tell a difference here. We'll start with the light load. This is 19.4 grains of IMR 4198 with 55 grain full metal jacket, boat tail, Hornady projectiles with just resized, reprimed range brass CCI 450 primers. This upper is so cool. I love that side charger. All three functioned, but it didn't lock back. That felt pretty light, but that was a start charge. So, pretty much what I expected. They all functioned and were accurate. All hits were on the plate. And now we're going to next load to 20.5 grains of IMR 4198. Same primers, same range brass. Well, they all functioned. They were all on target. Again, did not lock the slide back, so 20.5 grains is a little light. We'll step it up for the next video. All we got left is the 6.5 Grendel. So, Black Rifle Armory, upper, Palmetto State. Lower is the Stealth lower. I put a A2 rifle length buffer, spring, and tube on it with the RAPS Israeli precision stock Caldwell M-Lock carbon fiber bipod 6 to 24 Vortec Diamondback tactical scope, VG6 brake, and we will be starting with these are 120 grain ELD, Hornady ELD projectiles, and this was the powder that came out of the Wolf Military Classic 100 grain, and I used the exact same weight, forget what was in it, exactly 25 grains I believe, and see what it does. And I'll move over, maybe you can see. Oh yeah. All 5 functioned, all 5 hit the target, and I'll lock the slide back. Awesome. I won't really know how well those do until I take them to extended range. This one is the Alliant Varmint powder. I gotta say, I am absolutely thrilled to know that I can do something useful with this ammo, because I got a good deal on a whole bunch of it, and the factory projectiles were so poorly made, so inconsistent. You know, you take them out to 100 yards, 200, 300, and they're just useless. I couldn't even get them on paper. So, you know, obviously there's nothing wrong with the powder. Get a better projectile in there, and I think when we take these to the long range, they're going to do a hell of a lot better. So, let's try out the Varmint. Huh. Interesting. That one felt pretty light. That one felt better. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that first one, but it didn't lock the slide back, or I mean, it didn't cycle, and then I don't know where it went, but the next one didn't want to feed. So we got what's next? IMR 26. 26.5 grains of IMR 4198. Yep. Oh yeah. Another failure. Interesting. Failure to feed.
Good deal. Have you been shooting more than one gun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you can really tell the difference. They sound really different. Like one is like a boo boo.
Yeah. Well, they're shooting different loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one didn't have enough snot to cycle it. They
Oh,
all
really?
functioned, but they wouldn't cycle. That was the first one where I was having an issue.
Huh.
This is the last load I got, I think, that I made. Yeah, these are factory loads.
Hey, do you want anything from the store?
Not that I can think of.
I just have to get some ice before it gets dark and. Do I like soda or beer or anything? Or?
No, I'm good to go. Plug your ears.
Oh, what happened? Fuck.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
Wow. Oh, I'm fine.
Do you have is that
Yeah.
a hole to put a hole in there?
Well,
Or
no,
is
it
it
just,
a piece of something?
yeah, it
What is it?
just got me. I'm fine.
Is there something in there? Lead?
No. The spring plate hit me.
Oh.
Wow.
The spring plate?
Yeah, the magazine.
Ooh.
It blew the bottom of the magazine out.
Wow. Well.
Oh, that was a little hot.
Yeah.
I got food for you, so I'll be right.
Do you want some ice?
Fuck.
Well, there is a lot to it, like you said.
Yeah. Well, obviously I won't be shooting any more of those. Whenever
At first I thought the gun blew up.
load that was.
I thought the gun?
That was the. Yeah, see, it blew the bottom of the mag right out.
Wow.
That was blackout.
Wonder
30
what would
grains.
cause that?
Too much prep, too much powder, or
Oh,
too
really?
fast of a.
Burn or something?
Interesting.
Wow. Scary.
Yep.
Let's see if
Throw them fuckers right away. It's
No, I'm just curious to see.
just a little
slow
one.
it down.
No, it's not bad.
You know, here, I'll just grab you some ice.
Oh, I got ice.
Hey.
No, you're not gonna run to the store.
Oh, you can.
Well, I said I would show it if it happened. That one was obviously a little too hot, or maybe too fast. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It I don't know. Somehow the gas made it back. It blew the bottom of the mag out. Oh wow. Yeah, that just annihilated my bolt carrier. That sucks. Well, that's a bummer. So, the Shooter's World blackout powder is got to be really fast, because that wasn't that hot of a load. But obviously it was. So I'm gonna have to replace my bolt carrier, and I probably won't be using that for the 6.5 Grendel anymore. Actually, I think the Wolf and the Varmint worked really good. The IMR, I believe, was the one that was pretty light. That was a starting load. That was the one that wasn't cycling. But I'm gonna clean myself up and take this gun apart and inspect it, figure out what the hell happened and how. But you know, that's real world reloading, and the dangers of that. So you know, I don't think it was a matter of the steel cases. I think that was a powder problem. But I'll get it figured out, and I'll report back. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Well, got her all apart. The prognosis is not great. Basically, the only thing savable on this upper is handguard, charging handle, and the muzzle brake. And the only thing that probably will get reused is the muzzle brake. Well, I guess the forward grip and bipod, but I might switch to a different bipod. This one's sweet, but here, I'll just show you. It looks sweet, but that's with the tensioner all the way cranked down, and a couple of shots that I took, it was moving. I would like that to be stationary. I think I'm just going to get a simple one that, you know, I don't give a crap if it's carbon fiber or whatever. This one I got because it was M-LOK. I wanted it to be simple. I didn't expect this little tensioner to be in here. This loosens it up so you can, you know, put it in multi positions, and then you crank that way and it tightens it up. Yeah, whatever. Cool feature, not that cool. I'm gonna go to a simpler one, just a pick rail, 2-leg stationary, open and close. It'll be lighter, but yeah, as of the rest of it, the upper aisle will be replacing this with is a side charger. So I guess that can go on my shorty, my 7.5 inch, because I do like the ambidextrous feature. The Aero Precision does do a pretty damn nice job with that. But yeah, here's this. So what happened? Alright, let's start at the beginning. These were the loads that weren't cycling, and I had to manually reload them. I had suspected that perhaps the last one of those was a squib, and the projectile got lodged in the barrel, and the next bullet that I loaded encountered a blockade and blew all the pressure back. This is one of the 5. That blew at me. It was the first one of the 5. I'm positive I had it weighed correctly. I am now positive that I had selected the wrong charge. So, what this says right on the jug, 76239. Case Winchester, 123 grain. Powder charge, 28 grains. What's up, kiddo?
Just saying
Had to say goodnight to my kid briefly. Anyways, yeah. 123 grain projectile, 28 grains of powder. And that should accomplish approximately 2,500 foot per second velocity at 42,000 psi. So, 6.5 Grendel shares same case. This is a neck down 76239. 6.5 Grendel is just another name for 6.5 by 39. 6.5 millimeter projectile, 35 or 39 millimeter case. I should have duplicated that charge, and maybe even gone lighter, because I am shooting 120 grain projectiles. I don't know what told me to put 30 grains in it. Maybe I think it was a case fill issue, because this is really small bowel powder and it packed itself down tight without me tapping the case or anything like that. I think I started with 28 and it wasn't even close to filling the case. That should have been fine. But being a slightly lighter projectile, I probably should have started lower. I probably should have started at 27.5. And this is a 22-inch barrel. most guns that shoot 7.6239 are 16 inches. However, American companies test all their ammunition primarily and powders on 24-inch barrels, so the 22-inch should have been pretty close. I shouldn't have to go down to a slower powder just to shoot out of a 22-inch barrel. It should just gain me a little bit of velocity overall. I put 30 grains in it. What happened, and I'll show you the barrel, but what happened was it blew about a quarter of the base of the case off the projectile. The IMR round that wasn't cycling, they all fired. They all exited the barrel. They did not have enough snot to cycle the bolt and reload the next round. I had thought that perhaps I got a squib load, and that's what made it blow backwards. The first round of this set of 5 did fire, did exit the barrel. Upon reviewing the footage a bunch of times, when I shot that round, all of the smoke comes out of the receiver, but a little bit comes out of the muzzle. So it did fire. I reamed the barrel, and we can see here there is no projectile stuck in there. Yeah, that was really dirty, and that is because I tried lots of ways, starting with the correct ways, and as I lost hope in the barrel because of the condition of some of the locking lugs, and it's really dirty right now, so it's hard to tell, but especially the lugs on the feed ramp end. This one you can see is marred real bad. This one is marred real bad. This one is marred real bad. I don't trust them to ever lock a bolt properly again, you know, especially with what happened. I'm not gonna, whatever, but that case is absolutely jammed in there. Like it's got to be nearly fused to the chamber. I sprayed blaster in there. I hit the barrel with a torch. I clamped it in a vise. I reamed it with a push rod from the muzzle, and all that did was blow the back of the case out. Then I took a drill to it and tried to, thin the material a little bit, so maybe like I could crimple it up and just pull it out. I wanted to get it out of there and spray some pressurized air down the barrel, see if it was still concentric. I do think it's still concentric. It didn't bend the barrel, it didn't bulge the barrel. It's a heavy barrel, but I don't trust the locking lugs anymore. So what happened was too hot of a charge. 30 grains on 30 grains of ball powder, medium ball powder, on a 6.5 Grendel in a steel case. I think this also would have happened in a brand new. It is a brand new case. All I did was unload it. This was never fired. That's the factory Bearden primer. For anybody that saw my reloading video, I made 20 of these. 15 of them, functioned perfectly enough. They shot. They all hit the target. I was only at 36 yards, but they all shot and they all hit the target. The first of the set of 5 with the blackout loaded with 30 grains. Grenaded the case. Pressure and it obviously grenaded the case like, okay, so our gas tube is over here, this guy was in here. It blew the back of the case before the projectile passed the gas block and sent the gas back to the bolt and unlocked it, because it blew that lug back, or it blew the bolt back into this carrier like a log splitter, and it peeled the bottom of the bolt carrier back. That blew down into the magazine so rapidly that it threw the 4 unspent rounds, compressed the spring, hit the floor plate, and that detonated out the bottom of the magazine so rapidly. I had my hand hanging underneath me, and I had the gun shouldered, and I was just resting. I was balancing on the bipod. It launched the floor plate and the unspent rounds at my hand fast enough that these 2 little guys on my knuckle broke open and started to bleed. And as you can see there, my dad was standing right there. Freaked the living shit out of him. With good reason, though. Essentially my gun blew up. You can see whole upper receiver bulged. The shock wave of pressure from this splitting that bulged my whole upper receiver, and it split down the pick rail all the way to the barrel nut. And the only thing, you can see the crack follows through to nearly the charging handle. The only thing that stopped this from ripping apart was the barrel nut, and my scope ring was right here. So that speaks a testament to these UTG scope rings. I like to think they saved my damn life, or at least prevented me further harm. Because if this would have ripped apart and came at my face, because the pressure was exiting this way and my face was right here, this might have slammed me right in the face, and it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But moral of the story was, this was my fault. A lot of people don't trust steel cases. They get a bad rap, but they're actually really strong. It takes an immense amount of pressure to blow these. I was probably well over 60,000 psi to blow the back out of this. I was probably approaching 65, or 70,000 psi to grenade the back end of this. This is steel. Brass is soft. Steel is essentially safer. If this was a brass case, shit, it might have been worse, having overloaded it. Again, I don't have a good excuse why I went heavier than I should have. There is no loading data. At least I couldn't find it. I didn't do enough research on this particular powder in a 6.5 Grendel with a 120 grain projectile. I didn't find anything. So I guessed. And that was a really stupid idea. So, moral of the story is, don't guess. People that make this stuff have the right equipment to test it all in a safe manner, and they probably do blow up guns. And that's where they set their maximum charge. They'll probably dial it back 2 grains, to where it can safely function a weapon. Start with starting charges, work your way up. Do not exceed maximum charges. I exceeded the recommended charge by 2 grains on the first bullet. It blew up a $500 upper, and I got blunt force trauma to both of my knuckles. It doesn't look so bad now. It was bleeding all over the place when it first happened. I'm a Mason, so my hands heal extremely fast. If you're the average tenderfoot city boy, you'd probably have this all wrapped up and already been back from the doctor by now. Be honest with you, I sprinkled a little bit of mortar on it to stop the bleeding. Let that sit on there for 2 hours, and then I went and rinsed it off in the damn stream. And she's healing up fine. It was swollen up a little bit. That's the other hand. So it's just the tiniest bit puffy up, but she's good to go. Good to go. Got full motion. There's nothing stuck in there. The only thing stuck in there is bowling spurs, and that's just from me humping blocks for 22 years and chiseling stone. So if there was a hunk of metal in there, I would know. But yeah, this is my fault. I got the book laying right there. That's all there is to it. Be careful. Pay attention to your weapons. The load before it that wasn't cycling, I shouldn't have continued to shoot. After the second one that didn't cycle and feed, I should have set it aside and basically just destroyed it. Because I'm not going to unload it and reload it again, because I don't know how many times you can do that with steel. But these guys, yep, that's a factory wolf. There's a fourth one somewhere. I don't know. It's probably laying in the grass. At my range, I'm gonna drag the magnet around and find it. These are all getting destroyed. This one is also getting destroyed. I will save the powder. I'll unload them, inspect the projectiles, see if they're safe to reuse. Probably not. I'll probably scrap them. They're probably gonna go in the brass and copper pail, and the steel, the prime steel, I should probably throw in the bonfire, burn out the primer, and then that can go in the steel pail. The powder will go back into the container, and I'm going to rethink these, using this powder for 6.5 Grendel in a long barrel. This is probably a faster powder. It's not listed on Hodgkin's burn rate chart. I tried to find some burn rate information on it. I couldn't find it, so I gotta look harder, figure it out, figure out where this falls on the burn rate. Maybe this isn't safe for the 6.5 Grendel on the long barrel. I ordered a replacement upper. I'm gonna go with a 20-inch Bear Creek Arsenal, the heavy barrel, and the side charger, and the billet receiver. I don't expect the billet receiver to ever suffer like that. It'll basically be the same bow carrier group, but that one has got the porting a little bit different, and it's a side charger, so I won't be using that. That'll go to a different AR. But I'm not done experimenting with this. The IMR round that didn't cycle, I'm gonna go up to 27 grains. I'm gonna work that one up, and the other ones that function correctly, gonna try them again. Keep my dies set the same. Case length and everything was basically perfect. The only problem was these guys were just loaded hot, way too hot. So these are gonna get destroyed. I'm not gonna use that anymore. Maybe I'll try something different. I've got some 42-27. Maybe on the long barrel that'll work out. And I could find some heavier projectiles. I got some 129 soft points, and then maybe I could find like a 140 or a 150, and use a little bit slower burning powder. And with the long barrel, the heavier projectile, that might work out real nice and give me a very stable round downrange that the wind won't have so much influence on. I think 140 grain would be like perfect. So anyways, that's all I got for now. Sorry this video got long. I'm gonna try and go through everything and edit all the crap out. There was a lot of standing around while I was shooting and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. There will be more of this stuff. I'm not done with this. I've got 800 of these rounds, and I'm gonna do something with them. So they're useless with these projectiles in them. So we'll use what we got. Coming up next, I'm doing the same concept. I already made and test fired one. That's all I had time for. Whatever. I've been on a tight schedule. This is Norco Chinese 76239. I reloaded one of these with 110 grain VMAX. Necked I resized the neck down to a 308 so I can use the 308 projectiles. And because I'm firing it out of my 7.5-inch barrel, I tried a slow pistol powder, and that was the one round on this video that I shot out of the shorty, the camo AR, the one with the binary trigger. That's the one round that I shot out of that one, was one of these guys. I'm gonna unload the rest of these, and actually I liked that load just the way it was, so I'm gonna make more and take them out to 50 and take them out to 100 and see how they group. So I will show all of the rest of that when I finish reloading these and go shoot them. And I'm gonna try and figure out how to use this here chronograph, and then here I got a new spotter scope with a scope cam, so hopefully I can have some better range footage, and I will try to be louder. Maybe I'll set the camera closer. Still working on all this stuff. I'm a Mason. I'm not a video producer. I'm a Mason that likes to go plink and deer hunt and stuff. So, and a wee bit of a prepper, but we'll talk about that another day. Anyways, thanks for watching. God bless ya.